Welcome to Mission Europa. This is a quick tutorial about the best way I could throw one together. I'm recording it through a simulator, so it's kind of harder for me to play. I've got a mouse and that's it. What we got here is the title screen. If you're going to create a new game, click here. If you're going to load a game you've already played, click here. If you haven't started a new game, it'll start a new one for you. Credits, we give credit to the testers and who made this game, which is pretty much me. And then we have the website and tutorial. The website is where you can find out where you can look at other players, you can look at yourself, you can find out what they're doing, where they're at, how many kills they have, how many arena kills they have, and everything's ranked. At the top when you start, you'll see the news ticker, the current news for the game, and there's also scores for all the other players out there. You're doing the tutorial right now, you've already been there. So let's go ahead and load a game here. And that's how much playtime you've put into this. There's one load slot. This is how it works. Because if I had multiples, you could be loading and unloading and sending mails to friends and really kind of break the game. This is the town you start in. I call it the town. It's port 0037. I'm kind of further along, so you're seeing a lot of the stuff that comes later in the game. Kind of had to do this to show you what these are. These are the summons. They're levels that come into play as you get through the game. You have the Banshee here, Nice, and then you have the Chained and Knuckles. If you go up to one of these poles and press yes, you want to enter them like this and play through it, you'll go through the level, and somewhere near the end of the level you'll find the summon itself that you have to defeat. Now they're pretty hard, and every time you defeat them, not only do you get a chip or a icon skill to use, but you also get the levels. The level is twice as hard next time you play it. But you could take each skill that you've gained and combine them and make it more powerful. So you can go into Nice's level several times, beat him several times, and then take all the skill chips you get and put them together into one skill, and you'll have a much more powerful Nice. What we have over here is the store area and the avatar. We'll walk over there in a second. Over here's the warp gate. That's where you'll be able to warp around to your levels. If you've purchased the collector's edition, you can go to any level anytime. Now be warned that if you're a level 10 going to level 40, you're probably not going to make it 3 or 4 steps. But here's the mailbox, and then that is the multiplayer arena. Let's go through that while we're out here real quick. You walk up to it. It gives you a warning that currently it's experimental because during testing we had about 10 testers and all different time zones, so it was really hard to get games together to really check it out. We did get a few together, so we know it does connect, it does work, and we fought, and Doom took a couple of my heads, but it's needs to be run through while we got a lot of people wanting to play. You have the arena store, and in here you can pick what tier you're looking at, and you click on it, and these are rewards for beating people. You take heads that you've won. This is 33 tier 1 heads for this piece of armor, but you can trade your heads in you've gained off of combat in the arena right there. Then let's go back to the main menu. One thing you want to do in the game is set your name. You just click here, set whatever name you want. It'll reserve your name. No one else can have it. That way you can send and receive game mails. Now, I may send out just a trinket every now and then for fun on holidays, especially the first week of sale. It's going to be lots of stuff coming out for free, so make sure you set your name first thing. Internet Arena, you click on here and you'll get a map. And you see here, you click where you want to be on the map. And you click again, and it'll say, okay, well, that's where you are, so it'll try and find people that are close to you on this map. The closer you are, the better your latency is going to be and the easier to play. Local arena. If you got 2 people in the same room with you and y'all want to play locally, you just press that. It'll still connect to my external server to get you guys hooked up and logged in, and then you'll connect locally. It'll look for your same IP address and connect y'all locally. Now, if you have a very strange NAT router network setup at some business somewhere that's got lots of blocking on it, you may have problems with playing online. You could play on 3G if you'd like on that, or just play from home where you have a more centralized network. What we have in this room is the avatar, which will start giving your quests during your first levels. You have the bazaar over here. That's where you can purchase more episodes. If you bought the standard edition, then you can buy your other episodes over here, or you can purchase like a booster pack, which is lots of gold, health, and mana for people that don't have a lot of time to collect money and mana potions and all that. Or you can also upgrade your armor to Saintly all at the same time. Again, for people that really just don't want to spend the time doing it and would like to support the game and get some more stuff. Then you have the store over here. To the store, all you got to do in the store is click on an item. It'll tell you how much it costs to buy it. If you want to sell an item, you just drag and drop it over there and say, would you like to sell it for 40? Sure, boom. You can also open your materials inventory and all that stuff and sell those items over there too. You know, you click here and that's what I want to sell. You drop it over there and sell it for 99 credits. The materials sell pretty good. They make good money. Um, that's about that. I'll go through the minis here in just a second. Let's get back outside. I'm going to start a level, well, let's just do a level, whatever level quest I'm on, and I'll show you in a second how it works. Let's go through the menus real quick. You have your skills menu. In here are all the skills you can have. I've got a lot right now because I'm really far in the game. I think I'm, what am I, level 30 something? Level 30. So this is what you're going to see at level 30. I've got some doubles in here to show you how to combine skills. So skills have a unique feature in this game. You open the create menu and you can drag and drop skills. Now this is a fireworks skill, so it really doesn't make any sense to do this, but it's still fun. You drag multiple skills in there, hit create, and it'll drop into this, your skill back here, and if you can see down here it says 1.5. So now it's level 1.5. It's increased in power, although it's firework, so it's not really increasing anything. Say for example we have a passive skill, and I think this is infection. Yep. So infection, we drag and drop in here, hit create, and we'll see now it's 1.5, so it's doing more damage. Let's show you how this works. These are the action bars. For a skill to be active, whether it's passive or not, it needs to be in these action bars. The way I like to organize in reality is the third tier of action bars, which is number 2 actually, not 0. I drag all my passive skills in here, so I know that these are skills I don't really use. They're active all the time, that they're in the action bars. So I don't really want to have to bother with pressing or getting them confused with press skills. So the first 2 tiers are all press skills. Then I keep my passive skills all back here, or skills that I rarely use. That's pretty much how that works. To use a skill, you simply click on it, and it'll use your skill, and that's a healing skill. It'll tick heal on you. Mail. Let's see if anybody's mailed me. Alright. Boom. You do not have any mail waiting. If I'd like to send mail, say for example, I like to send, what is this? Soul Crush to one of our testers, Doom. D-O-O-M. Enter. Maybe he's changed it. That's one thing. Oh, it's sent. It's gone. That's all it is. Gone. Then you can send another one, another one, if you'd like. After it's gone, it's gone. It's in his mailbox waiting for him. Now let's go to the level and show you how to play. I think we've covered the menus for the most part. Well, let's go over your character menu. This is where you see what you're wearing. This is your character, what I am currently. This is the stats menu. Has all the statistics for you. There's how much pain and total pain. I've only played this guy today, so that's what I've got. These stats are uploaded to the website, and you get ranked off of them. Create menu we went through a little bit. You'll have schematics. Say for example this one. It creates a devouring, ravenous, silver sword of the ravenous. Now that's kind of repetitive, but that's actually kind of good, because what that means is each one of these words, like devouring, looks like +6 to vampiric, and ravenous must give draining. So you add up devouring, and that gives a +6 in total. And the 2 ravenouses are making this a much more draining weapon. So you're going to get health and energy when you're attacking with this guy. Then it does the damage and all that stuff. Basically, the words that describe it tell what it is, what it does. And what this says, what the schematic says for me to do is I need to have 2 giant gold, 2 vials of blood, and 2 tiny steel. That's not much at all. So you go into your materials. I'm not sure if I even have that. Let's see. Oh yeah, I have that. No, I don't have. I have large, not giant. Yeah, I don't have giant. But anyway, you would take those materials and drag and drop them in exactly that order. So I'd probably split these into 2 if they were giant. And I'd take my 2, and I'd take another 2, and I'd line them up exactly like it says. And then I drag my schematic in and hit create. And if I had the correct materials in here, it'll create the item, drop it in my inventory, and off we go with another wonderful toy. You can't close that window with your stuff in there. Another thing is you could keep anything in any menu depending on what you want. I have them labeled for you, but if you want to keep skills in your inventory, or you have too many skills, you want to keep them in your materials tab, because that tab usually isn't that full. You'll get to the later levels and not need the little stuff, so you get rid of it. You can keep skills over here too if you like. I thought that was better that way because you can carry a lot more skills, and there's so many skills and weapons in this game you may want to later. Let's get into the gameplay real quick. As you see, I'm walking around with that tab. I'm going to go to my quest level, which might be dangerous. I'm not that good. Oh, this is the sewage level. What I have here is the game world, if you press map, you'll be able to see this map. This is a very strange level. It's actually the sewage level for the orbital platform. And what we have are your left fire button and your right fire button. See, I'm clicking on them. Some weapons like this chain spiker, you hold it down and it can fire, or you can click it really fast and fire, and you'll fire faster if you're firing. Now when you want to reload, either click again on the fire when it's at 0, or just click on the buttons up here and it'll reload for you. It takes time, so be careful. As far as how do I have two weapons, if you go to your skills, you'll notice there is a skill that says right here, these two axes, dual wield. Once you get this, and once you have it active in your active bar, you can equip weapons in both hands. I don't believe there's much of a degradation in skill as far as using a left-handed weapon, but it's also your hand that does your skills. So if you're firing off a long skill, your weapon's going to be inactive in the left hand for a little bit, so keep that in mind. You can have two swords, two axes, an axe, a sword, a gun, a shield, a gun, two shields, whatever you want to do. It's pretty open. Oh, I'm already getting picked on here. So let me just open up with my chain spiker. It takes them down pretty good. And say, for example, you want to take down a whole room and you happen to have a nice little summon on hand. You can walk into that room, aim in a general direction, call in your summon, which that's Knuckles. He's pretty messy. And he'll basically nuke that level for you. And some things are out of range. Their range is about 30 meters, so anybody within 30 meters is wiped out. These guys were just outside of range. But that's pretty much how combat works. You got guys that'll, you got shooters, you've got melee people. I'm gonna get off this level before I die. You got melee people, you've got bosses and random bosses on the level. Those bosses and random bosses will tear you up pretty quick. You got to be careful. As always in my games, if you feel like it's a little bit hard, go ahead and level up some. Level differences make quite a difference in combat. Whoa, hello. Went up a level, walked right into the bosses. Yeah, that's how it happens when you do that. And there's no penalty for death. That's the cool thing. You don't lose XP. You don't lose anything. You come back to town. You get yourself back together. Probably buy some more potions if you like. And head off into the game. One last thing I forgot to go over is how to equip items, which is kind of important. There is the inventory. If I had like a new helmet and I liked it, I can hit compare and say, here are the stats, here are the stats. Now I never really want to equip this because the one I'm wearing has 483 armor. It says 4.2. But just for fun, I hit equip and now it's equipped. So if I go to my character menu, I'm now wearing a cheesy level 1 helmet over my crazy cool helmet, which has 482 armor. I'll just hit use and put it back on. Same thing for weapons. You can just click on them, compare them. It'll compare your firing hand, your main hand, and then if you just want to compare the other one, you can look at it and compare. But you want to use to equip, and it'll ask left hand, right hand, or single wheel. In other words, drop whatever's in the other hand and put just one gun on, because the single wheel gives you about a 20% boost of damage if you're using single wheel skill. Right? It's on there. Now, weapons can be dragged off. Armor pieces cannot be drug off. They have to be replaced because you can't get naked in this game. You might die in the vacuum of space. And I think that's it. We've covered almost everything. The best ways to get in touch with me are ryanmitchellgames at .wordpress.com. That's a great place. The forums will be open on Mission Europa. I don't have a lot of moderation there right now, so I'm a little worried about the spammage. Best place to really get a hold of me is the blog. I'm always on that. And thank you very much for your interest. I can't wait to see you in the arena right over there. Well, I'll be taking some heads. Have a great day.